5 things parents should do for their kids on the autism spectrum. Hey, I'm Bennyboo back with another YouTube video, and today I'm here to talk about 5 things that parents should do for their kids on the autism spectrum. But before I do that, I need you guys to make sure to hit that thumbs up button as hard as you can so that I can come up with more YouTube videos for you all very soon. And as always, if this is your first time tuning into the Bennyboo vlogs, make sure to subscribe to my channel, turn on that post notification bell on your screen so that way you'll get notified every time I upload. So what is autism, you might ask? Autism is a developmental disorder that causes a person to act differently. And what do I mean by act differently? Well, when someone's autistic, they tend to have difficulty communicating with other people, making eye contact, and displaying some repetitive behaviors. But there are a lot more behaviors on the spectrum than the 3 that I just mentioned to you all here in this video that you can look up in your own time. Now, since today, April 2nd, is Autism Awareness Month, I thought I'd like to give parents 5 important things that they should do for their children who are on the spectrum. And for those of you parents who have a child or have children in your household who are on the spectrum and don't really know how to deal with their disability, this video that you're about to watch should help you with your guys' issues as soon as possible. So make sure to keep watching this video and let's get started. So the first thing you gotta do is to educate yourself on what autism really is. And what I mean by that is make sure to do a lot of research on what the disability is itself and how it's impacting your child. And after a while, once you've had a chance to know everything there is about the disability, you'll get a better understanding on how to help your child overcome his or her symptoms. The second thing you gotta do is to pay more attention to your child. And what I mean by that is figure out what's causing him or her to act differently, and also try to find some things that make them happy. I once watched some videos of those who were able to overcome their symptoms of autism, and they were able to do that by doing things that made them happy and helped them escape from their own little worlds that they've been living in for about a year or so. And they were able to overcome their issues, and they were able to behave a lot like their family members and other people who are outside of the spectrum. The third thing you gotta do is to find and utilize some of the resources that are out there. And what do I mean by resources? Well, typically children on the spectrum tend to go through therapy at times, such as speech therapy, developmental therapy, occupational therapy, etc. And those are some examples of resources that I mentioned here that can help your child with his or her disability. So whatever resources that you find that can better help your child with his or her autism, use them, take advantage of them. And also make sure to listen to your child's therapist on what they've been doing with them one-on-one, and try to do the same thing with them at home as well. It should be really helpful for the both of you to do as long as you've listened to instructions on what your child's therapist has told you to do. The fourth thing you gotta do is to reward them for good behavior, and this doesn't just apply to kids who are on the spectrum. It also applies to parents who have kids who are adults age 18 or older that are on the spectrum and have been displaying these types of inappropriate behaviors during their childhood. So after they've developed a certain milestone in their lives, such as saying their first word, phrase, sentence, or having a conversation with other people, just make sure to reward them for doing that type of stuff. What should you reward them with, you ask? Well, you can reward them with like almost anything. A new video game, a new toy, or something else. Just as long as you know that they've developed a certain milestone in their life, you should always reward them for doing that. And last but not least, is to figure out a plan for their futures. And how do you do that? Well, at some point of time when your child on the spectrum is growing up, getting older, and trying to develop its milestones, try your best to figure out what's next for them in their lives in the event that you're not going to be there for them at all. Figure out what's going to happen to them, such as where are they going to live, where are they going to work, who's going to be the one to support them if ever they continue to display the symptoms. And make sure to consult with professionals on how to plan for your child's future, because a lot of adults on the spectrum, after they graduate high school and or college, have trouble finding a job, and they have trouble trying to be more independent. So take the time to plan ahead at a certain time, so that way you won't have to worry about them when your kids start to become adults. So what do you think about this video that I put out for all of you? Just put in your comments and or questions down in the comment section down below, and I hope you all found this really helpful and extremely useful for yourselves, because everyone on the spectrum has a chance to change their lives. But I just wanted to let you know that there are a lot of challenges ahead of them, so make sure to do whatever it takes to overcome your guys' issues with autism. So that'll wrap up the video for today, and as always, make sure to keep on thriving.